Rootin, Tootin, Shootin thingy. Vibraty bumble.
Wetter then in otters, pockets, fizzer badgers.
This roller coaster behind us has recently had a really exciting update that could change the whole experience. Hello and welcome to Adam and Craig Do Stuff, where today we're doing Pleasurewood Hills. Now, I've been on Wipeout before, but you've never been on it, have you?
No, I've never been
First
here
time.
before. No.
I've never been here before. I've been on the Boomerang at Pleasure Island as well, and we've also together this year, if you watch the channel, you've seen we went to Belgium, we went to Wallaby, Belgium, and we rode Cobra, which is the same model as this. But all of those had over-the-head restraints, and they are not comfortable.
No, they're not. They're not comfortable at all.
Bang you to absolute buggery. Whereas this has recently had, I suppose you call them lap bars.
Say lap bar.
Added to it. Now, personally, we are much bigger fans of lap bars than over-the-head restraints, aren't we? They're just so much more comfortable. You don't bang your head. We've seen from like Sick compared to Colossus.
Yeah, definitely.
And from Shockwave to the Wave, like
Yeah.
it can make all the difference.
It does, really does.
So whilst these are really not one of my favourite rides, they hopefully this could make it a lot better. Lap bars do come in various shapes and sizes though, so how much of a difference it will make, who knows? But there's only one way to find out, isn't there?
Let's go see.
Shall we go? First ride on Wipeout done. What did we think?
I really enjoyed that, you know. I mean, it's only the second time I've ever rode a boomerang coaster, but it's my favourite one that I've
This
been on
type
so
of
far.
boomerang, yeah.
Yeah.
That was loads better, wasn't it?
It was loads better.
The lap bars aren't the most comfortable I've ever
No, there's
experienced.
no cushioning. It's like
There's no
just metal.
cushioning, just metal,
Yeah.
and they push them right in. So they're a little bit uncomfortable, but so much better than
So
the
much
overhead
better,
restraints.
yeah,
So much better.
And on the backwards drop, I wasn't ready for it. I thought it was going to leave us there for a little while like it did at this thing.
Oh, yes.
Bit shocked that was. It was a good shock.
That has completely improved the experience no end. So much so that we're already going back on it. Like, it's really improved the experience, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot more than I would have done if it was one of the old ones like Cobra. Second ride down, and I tell you what, going backwards is really something, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And we managed to get the very back row this time, didn't we?
Yeah. Going through that loop on the back row is something else.
Yeah.
It really is. There's some
really
force
good.
on that, tell you now.
Yeah. It forced my hands down, it did, on the way back.
It's so nice to see coasters like that get a new lease of life as well. From the same as like Shockwave being turned into the Wave, like going from something which, to be honest, I couldn't care less about, to being a coaster that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is get rid of these bits that smash your ears on every single version.
Like, we'll go to Foot Park and I don't care if I get on Colossus.
No.
Go
In fact,
to
we haven't ridden it in years, have
No,
we?
we
Because
haven't
it's
in
just
years.
awful.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Yeah.
But
Love Sick.
Sick, yeah. And it's not necessarily that much smoother, but because you're not banging your head, it makes all of the difference.
Yeah.
It really does make all the difference.
It does.
You can tell with that, like going through the Cobra roll, it's a bit janky in places, isn't it? But like not coming off with a migraine really improves the experience no end. From snail themed rides yesterday, we've moved on to chicken themed rides now, haven't we?
You know what? For a family coaster, that was more intense than I expected.
Yeah, back ride was back row was something, wasn't it?
It was. We did back end second, and definitely the back is the
best.
most intense. Yeah.
Bit vibraty bum bum.
I know. It was vibrating through my bum as well.
It's quite numb now. I'm gonna have to have a bum massage after that.
But it was a nice, fun little coaster, wasn't it?
Fun. I didn't expect much, and it delivered.
No.
It delivered a reasonable amount. So lots of very long train. So there's lots of drag.
Yeah,
I would recommend. I would recommend the back. The front's not bad though.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely the back on some of those drops is really good. Really good for a family coaster. That my hair's gone a bit waffy. Look at that. Really fun theme as well. Look at the eggs coming out of here. There's some really cool jovial music as well in the station as well, isn't there? Like hillbilly sort.
Yeah.
Diddly. Hopefully I got a shot of the music so I can put that over that, because my impression wasn't that great, if I'm honest. That's 2 rides down on that. I think we might be going for a third. People seem to be going back on it, and they don't know what the plan is after that. We'll see. We're going on Golden Nuggets Volume 2 now, aren't we?
Ah, yeah.
I mean, the one at Drayton's not even called Golden Nuggets anymore. I can't remember what it is called.
No, I don't know what it's called. No. Why, is this a replica of it, is it?
Rootin shit. Well, no, but it's the same theme, isn't it?
Oh, it's the
Shootin,
same
right?
thing, yeah, I see what you're on about. Yeah.
Lives in his own world, this one.
Yeah.
Rootin, Tootin, Shootin thingy. I mean, it's no Golden Nuggets, that is it?
No.
Or whatever we said it was called. What did we say it was called in the end?
Sheriff's Showdown,
Is that
it's
what
called.
it's
Yeah,
called?
that's what it's called out.
That is what it's called.
Yeah.
I mean, it was alright.
It was alright, yeah. There wasn't a lot going on in there, was it, compared to other shoots?
It was okay. No, there was no. You got a bonus.
Oh,
that
yeah,
missed
that.
Not a lot.
It's a bit dark in there as well, isn't it? So
Well, it's a dark ride. I mean, what do you expect?
yeah, but like, you know what I mean. Kind of hard to indicate who's winning as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I tried to
mean,
read the scoreboard afterwards, but
Couldn't make any sense of it. I mean,
no idea.
You probably won anyway.
I probably won. Yeah,
But,
I probably won. Even though you were trying to steal my targets. Don't think I didn't see you trying to steal the targets that I was aiming at.
I mean,
Dirty play, this one. Dirty play. But yeah, it could do with some moving bits and some lighting things and some more sound effects, I think.
Yeah.
Just a bit more going on, I think it could do within there. We have also got, which is probably going to be the next port of call, this sort of, is it called Marble Run? Marble something.
Oh, that's roller coaster there.
Marbly Marble. It's exactly the same as Rattlesnake at Chessington, which obviously
like a replica?
will be disappearing, except it's mirrored. It's the opposite way around. So like the lift hill's on the left, the right, and the rest of it, you know what I mean? It's the opposite way around. Whether that means it's any better, any worse, or whether it doesn't make a fat lot of difference, I don't know. As we always say, there will be only one way to find out, which is to ride it and get whiplash. Oh, we're not going on Marble Madness, look. We're not going on that. It's not happening, is it? It's not a good sign, that, is it?
No. I mean, it's a shame if it's not open because, as we say, we've never been here before.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a clone, so it's not the worst one to miss out on.
True.
Oh well.
Change
of plan. I think we're going to have some wet fun. Stop it. Behave yourselves. That was a catastrophic error of judgment.
I am wetter than in Otter's pocket.
Absolutely dripping.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be that
No,
bad.
I didn't either.
I mean, it's a warm day, but it ain't that warm.
no.
It ain't that warm. Don't do it.
Hopefully the sun will dries off.
I know, yeah, you're soaked.
I am soaked. How's at the front? Yeah.
Absolutely.
At the front.
Dripping wet, yeah, I know. I always get away with that.
Yeah.
Larger one at the back.
A good thing here though is that they don't let you take your bags on, which is nice.
Well, you don't have
Most-
to.
Oh, you don't have to.
Yeah, you can leave your bags on the side. Yeah, most
You have to take them
log
on,
flumes, you
don't
have to take them on and get your bags wet as well, yeah, but... Oh, lads, it's not about this. What on God's green earth is this? Swear to God, that's the kind of thing that wakes me up at night after I've had too much cheese. Just got on the train, are you excited? Are you ready?
I am
Are you ready and
ready,
raring?
yeah.
That log flumes, oh
No,
dear.
yeah.
Oh, it's reset as well, can't do anything about that. I want to show you how tiny this train is. Oh, I can't use this fat bag thing. Look. How squashed in we are. Way! Choo choo! Can I get Stacey Mike and something?
It's a takeover!
It's just said don't stick your arms out of the car and look at me. Do you know what? It's actually got some speed on it.
Yeah. I didn't go into the right town. I didn't go down into that corner. Probably flying out.
Look at her zooming fly. Oh! Hippo! Oh, it's warthog as well. Elephant. Giraffe.
Oh, that's strange as well.
You go underneath the castle here. Little wooden bit here. Well, this is cute. That'll keep me together for far too long. That was a cute little ride through the woodland, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. That was
Nice
quite
little
nice
ride.
Quite enjoyed that, you know.
Cozy little train.
Hmm.
Hopefully we're going to go for some food now because I'm absolutely
Yeah.
starving.
Me too.
Decided we're going to try out the nightmare fish ride. Moby Dick. I love a unique theme. You can't beat them, can you? And
It's sitting in a fish's mouth.
I can definitely say I've never sat in a fish's mouth
No.
on a ride before. I love it. I'm here for it all day long, and it's really detailed as well. Look, you've even got the
The little thing on the back of your
Uvula.
throat. Yeah, is that what it's called?
yeah. I nearly called it something else, and then I realised that was the wrong thing. I won't tell you what it was. Now we're not one-trick ponies here, are we? As well as theme parks, we do also love a good zoo.
Yeah.
And whilst there's not any proper animal attractions here, they do have sea lion show and a bird show. We missed the sea lion show, but we are going to go and watch the bird show. Now, often you do find that once you've seen one bird show, you've seen most of them, to be fair, haven't
Yeah.
you? But I do love a good bird show.
And there's a lot of good theming in here, actually.
He's quite good, I'll show you that in a second. He's got some strong competition. Definitely my favourite that we've ever done is probably the Portventura one.
And Wild also do an amazing bird show too, don't they?
Yeah, Wild Zoological
Yeah.
Park are a really, really underrated little zoo. They do some absolutely incredible shows. He's got some really nice exhibits there, but their shows are where they really shine out.
Yeah.
And also, like, for a little zoo as well, it's got some great little theming around it. But yeah, this one's got a lot to do to beat that, but it looks really nice in here, and
Yeah.
it's something extra, isn't it? Short and sweet, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was quite a nice little bird show, wasn't it?
A couple of parrots.
Yeah, parrots.
A large cockerel.
Large cockerel, yeah.
And a skunk.
A skunk. And a barn owl.
Oh, and a barn owl.
Yeah, I love a barn owl. They're so beautiful.
Yeah, and a skunk at the end.
And a skunk at
which
the
is
end,
not a
yeah.
bird,
No.
but then to be fair, the picture of the sea lion show is clearly a seal, so
Yes, it
I don't
is.
think we're going for accuracy here, to be quite honest. There you go.
And-
And most people probably wouldn't notice that, but that kind of thing annoys us. It annoys us. Also, people calling it the seal show annoys us as well.
Yeah.
Because they're not the same. Anyway, let's not get into that. We'll save that for a zoo vlog, I think. But it was a good bit of fun.
It was, yeah, and it was allowing you to meet the skunk at the end. You could go over
Yeah.
and stroke it, but there's like a big queue to go stroke it.
Go
with lots
see the
of
skunk
children and-
afterwards.
yeah.
They did say that they a lot of the birds are still in training because they're all fairly new birds, but they all seem to do quite well.
Yeah,
There was-
there's one that didn't want to play, and
Yeah, there was
like,
one-
Oh, that's fine, you know, I can go to bed.
Yeah, one particular Amazon that just didn't want to play ball, did
No.
it? It wasn't having any of it. Well, this is the turn up for the books. Marble Madness is open now.
Yeah, it's been down all day, and there's an hour left to the end of the day, and it's just reopened.
Yeah, they've had a cherry picker on it all the day, haven't they? I mean,
We didn't think it was going to get on it, which would have been a shame, because
Well-
the other roller coasters down, isn't it?
and a lot of parks, to be fair, if it wasn't open by this point, they just wouldn't even bother, would they?
No.
But they've opened it, people are on it, so we're going to
Yeah,
go over there
over
now. Hopefully that's where everyone else is, because we've lost the rest of the people we're with. Have we even mentioned that we're here on a social?
We did yesterday.
We did yesterday. We probably haven't in
Mentioned
today. But massive thanks to Love to Explore for organising this. Their channel should be tagged in the description, along with lots of other people that have been here today, because we're here as a massive group, and it's been absolutely brilliant, hasn't it,
Yeah,
this
it
weekend?
has. It's been a lovely weekend.
But let's go get on this rattlesnake
Over
reflex.
there in the queue.
It's a no from me.
No, not at all. That
Car
was,
crashed the ride, that wasn't it?
yeah. That was
Way
his-
worse than rattlesnake is.
Fizz a badger's armpit.
That was-
Yeah, it
that
was worse than
brutal,
rattlesnake. It
brutal.
was.
Bruised my ribs in every single corner and damaged my rib cage at the end in the breaks. In fact, my voice has gone croaky just from going oh, every time we were around the corner.
And that final break got me right in the tummy.
Evil.
Yeah.
No, they could have just kept it shut for all I guess.
Yeah, not would have been disappointed.
No, but at least we're here to say.
Yeah,
At least we're here to tell the tale.
Yeah.
At least we can say that it was rubbish. Correction: the park actually closes at 4 o'clock. So
they opened it 15 minutes before the park was due to shut.
now most parks really wouldn't have bothered doing that.
No.
That's absolute madness. But hey, I didn't even know it. So yeah, 15 minutes before the park closed, and they managed to get it running, so they've opened it again.
Yeah.
Kudos to them for that. Absolute credit to them for that, because that's brilliant. That overall, I think the same as yesterday when we were at Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach. Like, it's been a really fun day. It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
It's not somewhere that I would drive 3 hours for on a regular basis.
No, it'll probably be a long time before we come back again.
Yeah,
won't it?
well, if it survives. 'Cause, I mean, and that's the sad thing. I mean, it's a Sunday, but it's a really sunny day.
So quiet.
And it's closing at 4 o'clock, and there's no one here.
No.
Honestly, it's been so quiet today, which is such a shame, because I feel like parks like this. Because I feel the smaller parks are suffering now.
Yeah, it is a nice park, isn't it? Like,
It is, yeah.
It's got a nice look to it.
I just think it needs some investment. Obviously, they need the money for that, and they need the visitors to get the money for that. But there's a lot of open space, isn't there? There's a lot of just
empty space,
grass patches where they could easily fit a ride in. But obviously, at the moment, they've only sort of got the 3 coasters, and one of them's closed at the moment. But it's still nice to get out to these parks and do something different and ride some coasters that we've never been on before. We all know that the landscape of UK theme parks is changing in the near future, so it's good to get out to these little parks and experience them while we can. And it's been a really fun weekend. Go and check out the Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach vlog if you haven't already.
Yeah.
We have got our first trip of the year to Thorpe Park coming up soon.
Yes.
Let's get back on Hyperia.
But coming up next, we are ticking off a bucket list British zoo, which a lot of the zoo goers have been telling us to check out. So we're finally going to do it. So stick around for that.
We've also got international theme parks and zoos coming up as well this year. So subscribe for all that content. As always, thank you for watching. Drop us a like, and we will see you
next time we do stuff.